I'm in Target and my clients are constantly asking, what products can they use for their acne from the drugstore. Well, hello beautiful. So I'm in Target and I love Target. They're amazing. They're letting me film because I'm talking about their products and recommending people to come here. I love Target because you can just return anything and the customer service is good, and they also have a lot of people in the skincare department here to really help you, and it seems like they kind of know a good general overview of most skincare compared to some even beauty counters. So I'm going to try to do my best today to keep it really simple for you. Let's talk about the first thing. Generally speaking, an acne cleanser is an acne cleanser. Most of them have salicylic acid in them, which is what you want to look for. So Neutrogena oil-free salicylic acid cleanser is sufficient and fine. I've used this in the past, had decent results. If you're just trying to find something that will generally work from the drugstore, then I would recommend that. Now, if you're going to use or need something that is a little bit stronger, then they also have a benzoyl peroxide cleanser. Now, people are going to ask, which should you use, benzoyl or salicylic? Well, if you're really struggling with acne, you should use both. You should use the salicylic during the day and then the benzoyl at night. The problem is that's a lot of medication and you're going to have to moisturize your skin very well, because otherwise you'll dry up the skin, it'll become dehydrated, and then you'll just trap that bacteria into the skin so that the oil can't come up and out of the skin. So the next thing is spot treatment. The first thing I recommend if you're going to use a drugstore benzoyl peroxide is to go with the lowest strength available first. I know we all want the highest strength. We all want the strongest ingredients, but listen, the biggest issue that people have with acne is not being consistent because their skin gets super dry and irritated, especially with benzoyl peroxide. So this is called On The Spot. It's a 2.5%. And this is fine. I've used this in the past. I'm not a big fan of benzoyl, but it does work on certain skin types with, very cystic, kind of painful acne. It did not help me very much. I had results with other things, which I'll talk about more in other videos. But really, the 2.5, I recommend you do twice a day, morning and night, but you have to be careful because it can cause discoloration and make you super sensitive and bleach everything. And then, of course, they have the 10%. This is more advanced, so if you're used to the 2.5 and your skin is not really dry or irritated, then feel free to use the 10%. Then salicylic acid, this is also fine. I've used this in the past, and what I would recommend if you're really struggling with acne is that you use the salicylic during the day and then the benzoyl at night. So that goes to, that also applies to the cleansers. So you would use the salicylic acid cleanser during the day and then apply the gel, and then use the benzoyl peroxide cleanser at night and then apply the spot treatment or benzoyl peroxide. I hope that makes sense. I want to talk to you a little bit about salicylic acid. People always think that they're going to find some magical salicylic acid, and the truth is most salicylic acid formulas are 2% over the counter, and they're all pretty much the same. I used to use this, love it. You can use this all over your skin, which I recommend, even if you're not breaking out, because it'll help with your skin in so many areas with like congestion and inflammation. Also the microcomedones that are hiding below the surface of the skin, and then you can also use that as a spot treatment. Salicylic is great for most people struggling with acne. Most people can tolerate it. The benzoyl peroxide is another issue. So benzoyl peroxide now is pretty irritating to the skin, and mostly because people are overusing it, and plus they're using the cleanser and then the toner and then the medicine, which is way too much. So I recommend this one, which I've used in the past and had okay results with. I'm not a as you know, big on benzoyl, but it can work on certain people. Here's the thing though, benzoyl peroxide, if it's not micronized, it doesn't get in the skin, it sits on the skin and it just like burns and burns the skin as it tries to penetrate the skin. So moisturizing your skin, if you're buying a more reasonably priced benzoyl peroxide before you use the benzoyl, will actually help it to penetrate, because the water will act as a little bit of vehicle, so then when you put the benzoyl on, it'll actually get in there a little bit more. Do I recommend 10%? Only if you're super hardcore and you've been using benzoyl a while, but I think you should start off always with the 2.5, use that consistently twice a day, and then you start using the 10 once your skin doesn't feel like it's on fire. Now, the thing with cleansers, most of the salicylic acid cleansers on the market are pretty much the same. They have a pretty much standard 2% salicylic acid cleanser. And I think more people could probably get a better result with drugstore cleansers and Neutrogena cleansers if they actually cleansed a little better and spent a little more time focusing on their breakout area, making sure they clean their skin, and even doing a double cleanse and then moisturizing their skin right after. Everybody's in the market for the next cleanser, and if you're anything like me, you know that you probably have 500 cleansers in your beauty cabinet. So if you slow down and you work on really massaging the cleanser into your skin a little bit more, especially in the breakout area, they will definitely help a little bit. They will definitely work a little better. This product, it's not bad. I've had some clients get some great results with this mask, and it's also a cleanser, kind of a 2-in-1, which is really great. I think if you are struggling with acne, especially more cystic acne, more acne that is like painful, this benzoyl peroxide is proven to help with like inflammation and also exfoliation and all kinds of stuff. So I think in a lower percentage, like 3.5 it says in here, it's probably fine for you to use on a consistent basis without getting too much of that trauma and irritation. Make sure that you always moisturize when you're using benzoyl peroxide though, because otherwise you're just going to trap that oil in the skin. So anyway, I will do a video breaking down each one later, but I thought this would be a good general overview of what you can use and look for in a drugstore so that you don't have to spend a lot of money or complicate it. The most important thing is to know application. Application, how you put the products into your skin, is really important, and also making sure that you really hydrate with a moisture mask and also just moisturizer in general. I recommend with benzoyl that you moisturize your skin before 5 minutes. You wash your face, leave it a little wet, moisturize, allow that moisturizer to soak in for about 5 minutes, and then apply the benzoyl. It'll act as a buffer, and it will allow you to stay on the benzoyl peroxide a little longer, and more importantly, it would actually allow the benzoyl peroxide to penetrate a little deeper into the skin. So I'm at Target. I recommend that you come here. I love this store. They have a great return policy. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them below this video, and remember to always stay gorgeous. Bye.